Early morning showers and thunderstorms and then some sunshine. Temperatures are starting to kind of level off a little bit for the evening. We'll talk about your evening forecast coming up in just a little bit.
The prosecution rested today in the murder trial of a twisted killing in a McDonald's parking lot. I've got all the details live from just outside the courtroom.
Now, bicyclists aren't the only ones protected from harassment on the road. A new addition to an older ordinance aims to expand protection for those who get around without a car.
Drastic measures after swine flu hits a mid-Missouri school district. See what had to be done.
The board is comparing notes in private while the public waits for a decision on who will be the next Boone County Fire Chief.
From Studio 8A, coverage you can count on in high definition. This is KOMU 8 News at 6.
The prosecution rested its case in the second day of the McDonald's murder trial. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jim Reed.
And I'm Angie Bailey. Thanks for joining us. That is the case where gunfire in a McDonald's parking lot left one man dead back in 2007. KOMU 8's Beth Ford has been at the Boone County Courthouse all day following the trial, and she has the latest. Beth?
The prosecution had video in the morning and audio in the afternoon before they turned it over to the defense. After showing the jury surveillance video from Walmart, an investigator for the prosecutor's office brought phone call recordings while William Clinch was in jail. Police say Clinch shot and killed Jeremy Bohannon, his former brother-in-law, in a McDonald's parking lot back in 2007. The phone calls between Clinch and family members detailed possibly getting a pro bono lawyer, media involvement in the case, and even a MySpace page. Then it was Clinch's turn. Clinch took the stand and talked about his relationship with his sister Mandy, including when she moved in with him. He also discussed when he tried to commit suicide in December of 2003. More defense witnesses will be in court tomorrow. Reporting live in Columbia, Beth Ford, KOMU 8 News.
Okay, thanks a lot, Beth.
A Sedalia woman says she isn't to blame for the death of a man who overdosed on painkillers. Deborah Hayes is charged with second-degree murder for providing OxyContin pills to 36-year-old Randy Arndt. Hayes pled not guilty today and also pled not guilty to drug trafficking charges. A unanimous vote by the Columbia City Council last night is putting a new spin on an old law.
And there are a few things you need to know before you get the wheels rolling on this revised ordinance. KOMU 8's Eliza Murphy is here with details on what's changing. So what should drivers be looking out for, Eliza?
Well, Angie, pedestrians and wheelchair users are now getting the same protection as bicyclists. Fighting traffic is a routine struggle.
There's some people that don't even realize you're in a wheelchair and they act like they don't know that you're around.
So the council vote adding pedestrians and wheelchairs to the bike law seemed like a no-brainer to them.
We cut, we bleed, we hurt, and yes, we even cry. We got feelings just like everybody else. We're just not in one of those expensive automobiles going around.
Now, pedestrians and wheelchair users demand the same respect from drivers that bicyclists do.
A lot of people that are very upset about it think that, you know, if a bicyclist even hears them honk their horn for any reason, they're going to spend a year in jail. A lot of things like that just aren't true. And I think once people learn about the harassment ordinance, they'll be in favor of it.
So what exactly is harassment? One of the top 3 things included is yelling or shouting out of your window, or honking at a bicyclist, pedestrian, or wheelchair user. Whiteside is hoping one thing in particular comes from the new harassment ordinance.
More people to realize that we are humans and we're just not something that is in 4 wheels running around.
She's grateful for being included and just wants your set of wheels to mind hers. Violators could potentially face 1 year in jail or a $1,000 fine, and the ordinance goes into effect immediately.
Okay, thanks, Eliza.
Thank you.
Tonight could be the night the Boone County Fire District names a new fire chief. KOMU 8's Emily Rao is live with the latest information. Emily?
Thanks, Jim. The board is still behind closed doors, going on 2 hours now, talking about the final 2 candidates for the Boone County Fire Chief. The decision has taken a little bit longer than they hoped, not just tonight, but in the whole process. Board member Dave Griggs actually told KOMU that it's been a challenge to get the entire board together to talk about the issue. It's been 11 months since former Fire Chief Steve Paulsell announced that the board was forcing him to retire after salary and other disputes. Now the decision is narrowed down to two possible candidates, Scott Olson and Kenneth Kraft Jr. Olson is currently serving as interim chief for the Boone County Department, and he's been with Columbia since 1985. The other option is Kenneth Kraft Jr., the current assistant fire chief in Bonita Springs, Florida. Now, again, the board still behind those closed doors, hasn't said anything, but we're hoping for a decision possibly to be made at tomorrow night's public meeting at 5:30 in the building behind me. Reporting live in Columbia, Emily Rao, KOMU 8 News.
Emily, thank you very much. And earlier this week, there were questions about Kraft's sons being arrested for theft and other charges. Board members say that will not be a factor in their decision.
Widespread illness forced the High Point School District to cancel classes today for 3 days. KOMU 8's Abby Grimmett tells us why district leaders think it is the best approach to take.
Kerner has concerns as a teacher.
I hate that the kids are sick.
Although there are several
Lots of Lysol
solutions
Taking vitamins helps.
to stop illness, this school district solution is canceling class.
This was not an easy or rushed decision.
It's a logical move since the district is so small, just 77 students in the entire district.
If you miss 3 or 4 students, you have to do instruction again, so it's kind of hard to teach.
And for this teacher, concerns go beyond the classroom.
Over the weekend, my daughter was at a friend's house, and then they ended up getting sick. So, I'm always wondering, are we going to get it?
Students are out sick for various reasons, from H1N1 to strep throat.
We look at the H1N1 virus as a virus. We closed on sheer numbers alone.
As for the students who are not sick,
I received a petition today from one of our elementary classes stating that they did not want to cancel school. They wanted to be here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday because they love it so much.
But they will have to wait until classes resume on Friday. Abby Grimmett, KOMU 8 News, High Point.
And the High Point School started planning for this kind of closure once absences started increasing earlier. The school board finalized its decision once 20% of the students were absent due to sickness. Pregnant women and young children are supposed to be among the first to get that H1N1 flu vaccine, yet under Missouri law, pregnant women and children less than 3 can't get vaccines with the mercury-based preservative called thimerosal. Now, so far, the state has gotten 4,200 doses of preservative-free, so that's thimerosal-free swine flu vaccine shots. However, there are an estimated 60,000 women currently pregnant in Missouri. Pregnant women also can't get the nasal spray version of the vaccine because it contains live virus. The Federal Centers for Disease Control and Prevention insists vaccines with thimerosal are safe for pregnant women and their babies. It is a case of what would you do?
After a truck plunged into a creek, 2 Kansas City men did what others thought they couldn't.
It's a small way to say thank you to those who serve our country and help out the Central Missouri Honor Flight.
And Rockbridge Tennis trying to do something it hasn't done since 2003.
6:08 is your time here on a Tuesday evening, and the sun was actually out this afternoon. That was nice to have out there, and still holding on to a few little spotty sprinkles, mainly back in across central sections of Sheraton County between Brunswick and Salisbury. We'll talk more about your weekend weather. It's coming up right after this short break.